jump right into it, man. Bitcoin hit an all-time high today of about $112,050. So this was a pretty good day. These all-time highs that have been coming for Bitcoin have been the most non-eventful, boring all-time highs I've ever witnessed in being in crypto over the last coming on 4.5 years. And I say that because it's like Twitter, X, wherever you look at it, people are still down in the dumps. People are saying this is the worst bull run ever. And that just constitutes, or what I see is, that just tells me that everybody's mostly in altcoins. And altcoins have been lagging behind. So we're not really going to talk about altcoins in this video. We'll probably look at Ethereum a little bit later. But we're going to keep this video kind of short. I want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to talk about what I'm seeing. Right now, we are pulling back. We came down to about, or we are down to about 110,952. So almost about 111K, which is still good. We started this week, Sunday, we started the week around $107,000. So we're up about $4,000, $4,000 for Bitcoin, which is good. What I want to see though, I want to see us hold really above this 109K level. So that'll be my first step that I want to see. I want to see us hold this 109.5 to 110 level. I want to see us hold this. So if we come down, we can come down a little bit more, I want to hold this level here and potentially get a nice bounce coming from this area here. So if we come down here, start to mosey our way along, make some higher lows, some higher highs, break back above that 112, which we did get back up here at the end of May. We had May 23rd, May 22nd, May 23rd. So we did, this is forming some sort of a small ceiling or a thin ceiling so far at this 112K level. So we have that touch here. We have the new all-time high, which was a little bit above May's all-time high. So once we can break back above this, or once we can break above that 112K level convincingly, come back down to hold that as support, I think we can make our way back up to my target, or make our way back up, not back, because we've never been there, make our way up to the target, coming in at about 125K. So how did I get to 125K? So we've been talking about this, and this is what I've been talking about over on my videos and in the Telegram, the Cool Kids Alpha Club. Make sure you guys come over there and subscribe to the free Telegram. This is what we've been talking about for the past few weeks. We made that nice run up from about 93K, 94K. This was back at the beginning of May. Made a nice run to our all-time high, which was at the middle of May, and then we started consolidating, up, down, lower lows, lower highs, forming this bull flag. So forming this bull flag, we have our pole, and our pole, we broke out here. Our pole will give us a consistent target coming in at about 126. So I just said 125. That's how I got my 125 number. I'm sure I can pull like some Fibonacci extensions and things like that, and it'll probably coincide or line up with this exact same target. But this is what I've been talking about over the past year or so. I said 125 is my target. 125 is my target. I had a target of about 180 for a bull run blow off top, but right now I'm just looking at short-term moves, short-term tops to catch and try to get some of these moves in altcoins once Bitcoin does make its massive move and then starts to pull the altcoin market up with it. So hopefully it does pull the altcoin market up with it. Right now I'm just mainly focusing on Bitcoin when it comes to the market. Bitcoin dominance is sitting at about 64.75, so still kind of high relatively speaking. For what we want to see, I do want to see personally for Bitcoin dominance us get to a high 60s, maybe like 68, 67, and then start to roll over. But as Bitcoin starts to go up, or if Bitcoin is at like 125, 130, and Bitcoin dominance is at about 68, 67, 68, 69%, then roll over, then I want to, then I hope those alts can get a brute or a lot of that liquidity coming or flowing into them. But like I said, this is a Bitcoin only video. I'm just showing what I want to see and how I want to see it. So let's go back to a bear scenario. So this is what I don't want to see, being bearish. And I don't want to be bearish right here because I think the market is in a good position. We have had Trump coming out with these new tariffs against these countries. A lot of these countries we really don't even deal with when it comes to trade, when it comes to these tariffs and things like that. They just have these huge percentages on tariffs, but we don't even trade with them like that. So it's really not too much to be concerned about as of right now. We start talking about Canada, Mexico, China, things like that, then it's going to start to the European Union, things, countries like that, then it's going to start to make a bigger impact on the market. But right now, like we talked about, like countries in like Southeast Asia, which we really don't really do too much with. We talked about, like, I think Brazil has like 30% tariffs on them. I think he just announced right after we got that all-time high. So those aren't really too concerning for me right now. But the bear scenario, let's actually go back into this one. The first bear scenario that I could see is us getting back into this bull flag. And getting back into this bull flag, when we broke out, we had a couple false breakouts. We had one here. We got up to a 110.5, came back down to about 107.3, broke back out and got to about 110 again, came back down to our floor at about 107.3 again. So I'm liking this area right here at about 107.3 if we do start to get some sort of nice little pullback in Bitcoin. Let's actually make this a dotted line. So if we do get some sort of a pullback, like I said, I would look for this 107. But for us to massively or have this nice rally from that 107 all the way to that 112 to come back here, I think this would be broken. So I don't really don't want to fall back below this 108. I don't want to fall back into this bull flag coming in at about, we'll say about 108. So 108, I think, will be our line in the sand to hold for this Bitcoin breakout, to potentially continue further to our target of about 125. So like I said, let's go back to this one, back to our all-time high watch. If we can potentially get above there, I'm looking at, this will be the scenario that I will look at. Hopefully tomorrow or Friday, we can break back above that all-time high at about 112 and some change. Hold that as support. I want to hold that 112K area as support. If we can hold that, even if we break out, let's say we have a nice massive breakout to about 112.5, 113. Get a pullback, even if it's some sort of a higher low, you know, coming in here, or if we come back down to even that 112 area, then I would like to see us start to make our way back up to that, or make our way, I don't know why I keep saying back, make our way up to that 120 to 125K area. So those are just the levels that I'm looking at. I just wanted to update the community of what I'm looking at really quick. Ethereum, let's go over Ethereum really quick. We talked about this. This was such an easy trade. Ethereum was actually riding this trend line back from April, the beginning of April. We had 1, 2, 3 nice little breakout to 2800, which was our technical target. A massive support resistance SR flip level, or SR level, support resistance level, came down, had a nice deviation below, came down to about 2100, which is a nice technical support level, got back above, or got back above our trend line, bounce, nice little move, bounce, and then Tuesday we came right back down to about 2490. And then, you know, we alerted the community that this trend line will probably, if we could break this level here at about 2550, we would probably make our way up to about 2800. So we did, and now we're getting a small little pullback. We're sitting at 2762. But this was such an easy trade. I didn't take it. I really hate when I do this. I didn't take it. I've been doing so much other stuff. This was an easy trade for me that I gave to the community. I even talked about it over on my last video where we talked about Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Bitcoin. So, you know, the proof is in the pudding. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you call something and then you don't take your own trade or take your own advice, but it'll be other trades. So even with Ethereum, I mean, it's just as simple as looking for Ethereum to break above this $2,800 level, and then once we do that, I think now we can start making our way fast up to that $3,500 level. So if we can break this 28 to 3K level, 3,500, I think will come pretty fast. So that's what I'll be looking at for Ethereum, and I'm looking for high probability setups for my 100K account over on Breakout Prop Firm. I do have a discount code in the description. Link will be in the description. So that's what I'll be looking at, taking high probability, high setups to make a lot of money as this market starts to ramp up a little bit. But if you haven't watched my latest videos, I am looking for a pullback potentially at the mid to late August going into September, and then September being your last opportunity to get some crypto before I think the major run up going into the last and final phase of the cycle, the bull run. Q4 going into Q4, I think we'll have a major run up in crypto, and those will be our life-changing gains if we can take advantage of it. So let's just let the market tell us what it wants to do. Let's let things play out. Let's not over leverage. Let's stay solvent until the market really gives us an opportunity, gives us easier opportunities, because this has been a harder market or a harder cycle to navigate. So just wait for opportunities. The market will tell you when. And like I said, I'll be here every step of the way. We are the cool kids. Make sure you like, subscribe. Free Telegram will be in the pinned comments. I'm trading over on Breakout Prop Firm. If you don't know what a prop firm is, you pass an evaluation. They give you the money. You trade with it. If you don't have a lot of money, but you can trade, this is a cheat code. So I have a 100K account. I'm a six-figure trader when it comes to prop firms or that specific prop firm. And I'm also trading over on Bitunix and BYDFI. So links will be in the links will be in the description below. And yeah, man, happy all-time high day, and let's continue to stay diligent, strong, cool, calm, collected, rational and irrational markets. Talk to you in a minute. Peace.